Let's talk goals, or at least the goals that I have for the short term of my account. Goals, I think, are pretty important to pretty much anyone. With RuneScape being so open and you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, I think it's pretty important to have both long-term and short-term goals to keep you motivated and going on, and of course achieving what you want in this game. Some of the goals you can set can be done in like a week, like I'm going to be doing in this video, or you can set some long-term goals, like my dream to have the Infernal Cape on this account. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we have to remember our place, and today I want to head back to the Moons of Peril. This is probably my favorite place to be right now for a variety of reasons, but this time I don't want to leave until I've gotten every unique possible from this minigame, or in other words, green log this spot. We are back at it, and this place is pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm getting some pretty free and easy melee training here, and some passive cooking, hunter, and I think fishing XP, and I get the new armor, which is pretty awesome. Alright, yeah, I'm leaving. Wow, I didn't even finish this first run. Yeah, I messed up. I spent all this time getting my prayer up and from the bones and stuff that I got from the last video and last time I was here, and I just completely forgot to unlock the new prayer that I got, which I think is going to be pretty important for the short term while I'm here, and just in the future it's going to be useful anyways. So yeah, I'm going to go get the Chivalry prayer. Yeah, that's pretty important. Oh god, I don't even know what quest I need to do for that. Someday I'll get a little bit better at remembering what I need to do and plan accordingly, but that's not going to be today, and right now I have a few quests to get done, and they're not going to be fast, because one small favor needs to be done, and that's not a fun quest. But regardless, while I do that, I want to talk about the fun stuff that I have in store for the short term of this account. The gear set at the Moons cannot be understated in their use cases. The Blood Moon set is just amazing, and there's been a few popular videos that have popped up on YouTube from other creators that showcase this very well, and it's just fantastic at the new boss, Huey? Yeah, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that dude's name right. Regardless, this equipment has just exploded in price in the last week or so, and it's already proving its worth to me and to so many other people. So this is a fantastic set to get out of the way, and I'm super happy I have it right now. The Blue Moon armor is rather interesting though. It combines both melee and magic attack styles, and the set has a unique set effect which gives the player something called Frostweaver. When the player casts a binding spell, the spear has a 20% chance for the next melee attack to be unaffected by action delays, meaning you can use some kind of binding spell and just instantly stab your opponent if this effect goes off. This can be pretty useful in all kinds of different PvP situations, but the set effect means almost nothing to me, as I will never try to go out and PK someone since I'm obviously on an Ironman, and I can't really think of too many use cases where I need to freeze something and then instantly stab it. But regardless, the spear can auto-cast combat spells from all 3 magic books, which is going to be super nice later on when I finally get around to unlocking them. It also has some pretty nice equipment stats, so this is pretty high up on the desire list to get knocked out, even though I don't have the magic level to use the weapon yet. Finally, we have the Eclipse armor, and this is what I'm really after today. This set has a similar defensive stats to Steel armor, which obviously is not too good, but it does have better crush and magic defense bonuses than Steel, so I mean, it's a little win. But this range set is something that I can actually grind out, and I'm not going to lose my mind going for it. The weapon is super interesting as well. Once I actually get 75 range and I can use it, the Eclipse weapon uses the Atali darts that you get from the Moon minigame, and it uses the player's strength stat and melee strength bonuses when determining the amount of range damage it's going to deal to an opponent. Again, for someone who has horrific range gear in general and just has an awful time maintaining a higher range stat, having this equipment do something based off of my melee bonuses is super nice. It also has the Eclipse set effect, which has a chance to burn targets when it goes off, and I'm sure you know all about that since this gear isn't new, and it's something that's really nice. It's just like a little extra bonus on top of the damage that you're already going to be doing to an opponent. I'm sure you know how useful it is and everything else about it, but it's something that I had to research because I completely forgot all about it, and I'm including it in the video, so there we go. But why do I actually want this gear set? Well, I think it's time for me to stop dancing around a rather big achievement, and that would be getting the Fire Cape, which is my first long-term goal that I set for myself, and I think it would be incredibly fun to do this challenge with the Eclipse gear, simply because I've never used this gear set before, and it sounds like a lot of fun. But before we can do that, we have to first unlock the gear and finish up the waves to finally use our new prayer, and thanks to the power of editing, that wave is finished up, and we're back at the Moons. After a few runs, I remembered a very key aspect of the Moons minigame, and that's how uniques are dropped for the player. Like the Barrows minigame, when you kill one of the brothers, you unlock the chance to receive one of their items. So for example, if you kill Darok, Arams, or Carol before opening up their chest, you get the option to get any one of the items that you see on the screen, but you miss out on the option to receive items from the other brothers you didn't kill, so no items from Torax, Verax, or Guthans. The same principle works at the moons as well, and since I have already completed the Blood Moon set, which is a major blessing, I'm not underestimating that, I don't need to go kill her anymore. In the grand scheme of things, this is a major time save. On average, in the last video, I was completing each run roughly every 15 to 20 minutes, depending on if I need to get more food, and the majority of the time I spent in that run was spent fighting the Blood Moon herself and preparing for that fight. So skipping her and having the maracas making the Blue Moon even easier, my times have dropped down to about 10 to 12 minutes a run, which is way awesome, and this mechanic of skipping bosses I'm going to talk about a little bit more here in a minute. With the time save though, it didn't take long for the first item to roll in. Blue Moon Helm is the first item that we get to see for this video, and it's a great transition to me showing you what I've already completed at the moons. So at 131 KC, you can see that I have the full Blood Moon set, the Eclipse Helm and weapon, and the Blue Moon Helm. And 41 KC later, slow walk to fate. It'll get us an item, I promise. It did! It actually worked! This is such a dumb clip. Oh my god. Well, we got another one. It only took 41 chests, if I remember correctly. Yes, sir, we are getting close. One Eclipse piece left, and really quick times are happening, and soon enough, we're going to find ourselves at the 200 KC mark. In true fashion on the channel, I'm going to pull up the loot table and see that we have 1 KC missing, which checks out. In total, I've received 45.3 mil, and at least recording this clip because the Blood Moon armor really is just soaring in prices thanks to that new boss. We're also receiving a ton of base table loots, which is awesome to see, especially the amount of darts that we're getting. After I complete the moons, I really don't think I'm ever going to come back here unless I need more darts, so getting a big stack of them right now is pretty awesome. However, we should talk a bit more about the table and how rewards are given out. As I mentioned, you need to kill each boss here at the moons in order to have the ability to get the unique item. However, killing each boss determines the amount of rolls a player has access to. Killing one boss gives 1 roll, 2 bosses gives 3 rolls, and all 3 bosses give 6 rolls at the tables. So in terms of getting base loot, it's really not a good idea to skip any of the bosses since your rewards are pretty much cut in half. As you can see from this clip that I get much later on in this grind, things get pretty rough if you only kill one boss before trying to get your rewards. However, the trade-off is never seeing a unique item from the boss that you've already completed. If I was to kill the Blood Moon boss again, I have a chance of rolling one of her items, getting a duplicate reward instead of something that I'm missing out on. There is a chance to exchange this for a new item, but I imagine the odds are pretty slim. If you happen to get a duplicate item, you can turn them into the spirit in the rewards room, and I think it's pronounced Ayatali? Whatever. They will give you a chance at another equipment roll. The rates of these rolls haven't been confirmed yet, but it's possible to receive the same item that you just gambled away, which I think is hilarious, but I can only imagine the reroll is not in your favor in the slightest. So I'm only killing the bosses for the items that I need, and thanks to the duplicate protection system in place, the odds of getting a duplicate from the set I haven't completed yet is incredibly slim. Killing only 2 bosses right now gives me the best odds at completing the sets even quicker, so that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm sure we're all bored of me rambling on and on about stuff that you can find on the wiki, so let's jump into the fun clips. The streak is broken. The Blue Moon Spear. How sick. Oh, if only I could use it. Whew. Another Blue Moon piece. This is wild. This is crazy. I can't believe that I am down to the last 2 already. I really thought I'd finish the Eclipse set off first. This is wild. All right, let's go look at the collection log. Let's see, there we are. We are down to the final 2 and 230 chests. This is wild. I've needed this for like the last 3 pulls. So I guess now the question is, which one am I finishing first? I came here for the Eclipse, I'll be honest, and I already had these 2, I think? And then I pulled this one earlier, and we've pulled 3 blue pieces back to back. Oh, this is wild. All right, well, I guess the competition's on. Oh my god, the back-to-back. They exist. They do exist. Blue Moon 230 and then 231. We finished the Eclipse set. Oh, we're done. We did it. 262 KC, and we're done. Oh, that's awesome. We got both of the tacits in here. Might as well prove this is done. Moon's Apparel green logged. 262 chests. I don't think I'm ever going to be back here unless I need to, for some reason, get more darts. Yeah, not too bad. Honestly, it went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. The audio went a bit weird here, so I'm jumping in yet again. And here's the log and the final tracker. It missed quite a few chests towards the end, which I don't really blame it since some of the individual chests towards the end were horrific to say the least. So my tracker here is what I have. 249 KC is what it collected, and we have 52.6 mil thanks to the sets being stupid expensive right now. And I got a lot of rolls at some extra goodies. In terms of actually finishing this minigame, I think I'm a bit lucky as 262 KC seems pretty quick to get all of the uniques, but I'm sure you're going to let me know in the comments how spooned I am. But with all the sets done, I'm forced to say goodbye to the moons for now. It's time to focus on training mage and range so I can finally use the new gear. 75 range and 75 mage are required to use the items, and I'm a bit off from the mark, so we have to figure something out. The main goal right now is to work towards the fire cape, and I think I'm going to prioritize getting range up first. And what better way to do that than to finally get the rune crossbow? Since I really hate the idea of fletching up to level 69 and then hunting down runite limbs to make the bow myself, I think it's time for me to return to the wildy and say hello to an old enemy of mine, the crazy archaeologist. In terms of the fight itself, the boss isn't that bad and I am kind of hating on it a lot. It's super simple and relatively safe. It is in the wildy, so you do have to remember that you can potentially get PK'd here, but at least for the rest of this video, I never saw a PK'er, which is fantastic. The boss does like to troll me a lot though, and I think I should point that out. As a reminder, the rune crossbow drop here is a 1 in 256, so keep that in mind as I show the next clip. No. No, 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 no. There's no way. No. I got 2 of these things now. No. No. Why do you hate me? Why? Oh yeah, 2 onium shards from this troll of a boss. How funny. A few kills later and I really hit a desire to speed this process up. For the entirety of the 80 plus kills that I've done so far, I've been using Airbolt since I have a ton of chaos runes from the barrels grind, and kills are incredibly slow here. The boss has 225 HP, my max hit is 12, and my accuracy is awful. So I think it's time to do the underground pass for a much needed upgrade. Thankfully, I am a bit over leveled for this quest, so obstacles didn't really cause me too much trouble, and I bought the upgraded Ivan staff. Yeah, again, destroying the little cash stack that I've worked up to get. But it did speed up the boss grind tremendously. Since the archaeologist thinks it's super funny to not give me a rune crossbow, I saw getting the Ivan staff as a worthy investment since it could take another 80 some odd kills to get this item. Oh my god, I got it. I finally got it. Oh my lord, I finally got the drop. Holy shit. Yeah, it's a bit over a reaction for really what it was, but hey, the rune crossbow is acquired. And with that, I think that's all that I have for you today. With no way to make bolts quickly, I think the main goal now is to train up Slayer points to unlock the ability to make broad bolts and to use those to train up to 75 range to where I can finally use our new gear set. Is it necessary to get 75 range and that new set for the fire cape? No, not at all, but that's the way I like it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe as it really does mean the world to me. And until we see each other again, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Good luck on your grinds and your personal goals, and I hope to see you again very soon. Stay inspired.